What is an AI architect? I've heard of enterprise architect, I've heard of a data architect, an enterprise data architect, but never an AI architect. Hello guys, Rasul here with Data Talent Advisors with another LinkedIn video about different types of data jobs. And today I wanted to cover something that I'm seeing more and more of now is the word AI in many of the titles of the roles that are being offered out there. So the latest one that I wanted to cover is the AI architect, which you will start to see more and more of. And a lot of people has them asking, what is an AI architect? I've heard of a enterprise architect, I've heard of a data architect, an enterprise data architect, but never an AI architect. And there's also, depending on the organization, there is this addition of real world AI architect. So really wanted to kind of explain the differences between all of them. We don't have to get into all the minutia between all the different types of data architects, but essentially at a high level, with any of these big data type roles, you always will have your developer roles at the beginning. These will be people that are in their first 4 to 6 years, let's say, of development work, usually in Java. That tends to be the trend. And then after they've gotten pretty good at being a developer and working with a lot of the big data technologies, even doing some light data engineering work, they will eventually graduate to become a data engineer. And after they have put their time in as a data engineer, now they're in the 8 to 12 year range, let's say. 12 years would be on the more senior end of a data engineer. Maybe there might be some that are a little bit more experienced even than that. They're doing things like ETL. They're even, as I've mentioned in some of the other videos, starting to even do a little bit of light DevOps work because they do work in conjunction with some of those teams sometimes, depending on the organization, depending on the industry, things like that. And then eventually over time, I would say in the 15 plus years range of experience, they start to become more of an architect. And that's if they really want to do that, because an architect also will help with facilitating meetings. They will be really point of contact with the CTO. They'll be running whiteboarding sessions, things like that. So it's a very senior, very proficient, let's say, engineer type person that's been at it for a number of years, and they're quite good at their craft. Now, when we look at overall bringing in the AI aspect of things, okay, the reason you're seeing the AI architect is, more companies are trying to leverage AI as a way to enhance some of the things that they're doing, maybe even run more efficiently as a company. It'll involve even more work with things like machine learning libraries and releasing machine learning models using things like, let's say, AWS SageMaker, things of that nature. But also there are components of pattern recognition. There may be components of even NLP and things like that they want to bring in to the role. It really depends company to company. I'll be sure to, in the future video, share a few job descriptions that we can kind of take a look at together so we can kind of point out some of the differences between the different ones. If the company happens to be in the healthcare life sciences sector, they will also bring in the wording real world AI architect. And really the real world components of that is in the medical or clinical world, there needs to be clinical evidence that doing some of these things is going to give us great results. That's why they're adding that. And real world evidence, if you will, is the actual terminology that the clinical world, healthcare, life sciences has used for a long time. They're just adding that similar concept to the AI architect, if you will, or the real world AI architect is what they're calling it. Again, it depends on the organization, but at a high level, that's why you're seeing it. That's kind of the lineage or the way that people graduate different levels, starting as a Java developer. Back in the day, it was a Hadoop developer that became later on a data engineer. And if you go a little bit further back in time, I think some of you that have been in this space for a while, you remember the days of the Storm engineers or Apache Storm, which was very popular, similar, which was later on replaced by Spark, that is very popular today as far as data processing goes. But that's kind of how that kind of fits into the whole puzzle. Okay, so I hope that this was kind of informative. I want to give you little snippets of info. If you would like me to cover any particular topic, something that you're curious about and how it kind of relates to other jobs or how you get into it or whatever, please add it in the comments below. But as always, please be sure to like our video, hit the notification button to be notified, and also follow us. So thanks again for your time. I'm over and out of here.